This is exercise 3.1a, starting on page number 65. We'll be covering the text alignments in the paragraph group. I have already opened CompuIndustry.docx. It is a read-only document, and as the first step, we will save this file as a new file. So go to File, Save As, and on my computer, I'll go ahead and open Chapter 3. So since this is an assignment file, I want to save it in a separate folder that is inside of Chapter 3, but a separate folder. So go ahead and click on New Folder. I'll name it as Assignments, Chapter, or CH3. Press the Enter key, and then double click on the folder that I've just created. I am inside of not only Chapter 3, but also inside of Assignments CH3. That is a subfolder of Chapter 3. And I'm going to click on the file name, and then click once again. I use my keyboard to go all the way to the beginning, and I'll type in C03E01. So it's chapter 03, O3 dash exercise 01 dash, and click on save. So in this chapter we'll be talking about these alignments. We have choices. So alignments can play a pivotal role in terms of how you will align and put the layout, set the layout for your page. Right now, by default, these paragraphs are left aligned, and also in between paragraphs you have line spacing. And so the way you can manage this a little bit more ease is using this show and hide button. So go ahead and click on this. That shows all the non-printing characters, such as a blank. This is a return key, and each time at the end of paragraph or line you press the enter key, then you get this invisible non-printing characters that is only visible to you on the screen, but when you print it, they are not going to show. So let's go ahead and delete the first line. So you can hold down the Control key and press the Home key. That will take you the insertion point to the very beginning of the document, and then press the Delete key, which is right next to the Home key. Delete, and that deletes the blank line, blank paragraph, to be more specific. To be clear, let me just undo this. Here, if you just press the backspace, it would not delete, because insertion point is before the paragraph symbol. So to delete the paragraph symbol, you have to use the delete key. And then once you delete it, the whole paragraph, which is empty, will be deleted, and the first line, computers in industry, becomes the first line of the document. Alright, so we'll move on to the next page, page 66, and we are going to go down to the bottom of the document. So you can hold down the Control key and press the End key to go down, and my insertion point is blinking there. And here we are going to change the alignment. Oh, you know what, actually I forgot something here. Let me go back up, Control Home. Let's select all by using the Control A, and then use the justify format. So click on it, and then it turns the paragraphs like blocks. So here, from here, the characteristic of a justify format is that the ending line here becomes all lined up except the last line of the paragraph. Alright, so let's go back to the end of the document by holding down the Control key and press the End key. And here my insertion point is blinking right before the last paragraph. And here you can, let's use the center alignment. Click on it, and your insertion point is blinking in the middle. And in fact, I'm going to undo it. So let's press the Enter key a couple of times, and then center align it, and type the following couple of lines. It says, prepared by Christian Zamora, then hit the Enter key, and you may see this red underline indicating that is not in the dictionary, the word list of Word, so that's okay because that's the last name. And edited by Martina Sanchez. Edited single T, so I'll remove one T. And okay, so that's good. So here you see not only the paragraph symbol, but also you'll see these little dots. So let me zoom in a little bit. You'll see this this little dots in between words. That's a symbol for a blank space. So that may be distraction. So let's go back out here, and then you can turn that the show and hide button off. But you still, let's say you still want to see the paragraph symbol, you can do that by changing the options. So go to File and go to the Backstage area, and then go to the Options. As we get to learn more of Word, you will come here more often. So this is the first time for us to come in here. So in the Word option, I want to click on Display. So then go to the Always Show These Formatting Marks on this screen and click on the checkbox next to paragraph marks. And then go ahead and click on OK, and you'll see now nothing, the non-printing characters show except the paragraph symbols. And that's how you can change the option. So let's go back and take that off. So go to File, Options, Display, click on the checkbox for paragraph marks, and then go ahead and click on OK. And that removes the paragraph symbols from the screen. Alright, so that's it. And that's the end of exercise 3.1a, and we'll move on to B. But before we do that, go ahead and save it by clicking on the Save button. So let's move on to exercise 3.1b. It starts from page number 67. So currently the text alignment is justified. That's what we did in the previous exercise. And let's say we want to change it back to left aligned. So I'll just go ahead and Control A to select everything in the document. And then you can use this left aligned, and notice that the right edge becomes jaggedy more or less because everything is left aligned. That's one way to do it, and let me just go back to this justified. That's one way to do it, and now let's explore this More button. So for the paragraph group, click on the More button here, and this dialog box currently the alignment is justified. So let's go ahead and click on it, and then you can click on left, and let me move it to the right a little bit, or maybe to the right, left here a little bit, and go ahead and click on OK, and that does the same thing. So difference between this and that is none. There's no difference. You just have these options here available because these are the ones that people use the most frequently, so they are up here. But more detailed control, you can find it here. Some are the same, but more detail. So let me move it up here. And this time I want to focus on the spacing. So you have two sets of spacing. One is line spacing. Currently it's multiple at 1.08. So if you want to see the effect of or what this is, you can just go ahead and let's say double. And if you double it, and you can see the kind of preview, let's change the single. You can see the change a little bit, but if you want to go ahead and see what it looks like really, go ahead and click on OK. And this is the double spacing. So in between lines here and that line, it becomes double spacing. So let me just undo it and go back to the dialog box. So that's line spacing. And then within the spacing section, you also have a before and after. Before means before the paragraph, and after means after the paragraph. So right now it is set as after the paragraph you want 8 point. So you see that here, if you show the paragraph symbols, after that paragraph truncated, there's a little space between that line and that line. That's 8 points currently as set up. So let me apply, select all again, and then go back here. And so if you want to see the effect of something drastic, so you can just change that to something really big, let's say 48, and go ahead and click on OK. And you'll notice that now between the paragraphs you have 48 points. Again, that's, you can undo that. And let's go back here. So the textbook shows that let's see, on page number 68, you don't change spacing before and after. All you do is change the alignment to be left and go ahead and click on OK, and that's what you have. And then let's go back, let's go to the bottom of the document by holding down the Control key and then press the End key. And because we selected all, these two lines also got left aligned, so you can highlight, so click, hold it down and drag it to the right, drag it to left to select those two lines, or you can click, hold down the Shift key, click here, so you can select two paragraphs. So click, hold down the Shift key, and then click a little bit lower. So that's how you can select multiple paragraphs. In this case, just two lines, but they are treated as paragraphs because they have paragraph symbol at the end of the line. So let's go back to, you can use this center line button here, but also you can use line alignment to be centered, and click on OK, and they turn back to center paragraph. And I don't think we changed anything, but to be on the safer side, I'll just go ahead and click on Save button, and then we'll move on to part C. Now let's talk about indentation. Indentation is something a little bit trickier, so I need you to pay a little bit closer attention. First, let's check if you have the ruler showing on your document. And if you don't, that's okay. You can always go to the View tab and then make sure that you have the check box for the ruler is checked. So you can, this is again, it's like a toggle switch, on and off, on and off. So I'm going to keep it on, so I'll have this ruler showing. And the rulers, not only it shows the measurement, such as inch 1, inch 2, 3, and so on, but also you have indentation markers. So they are very handy to use. So let's explore a little bit more. So I'm going to turn to page 70, exercise 3.1c. So let's talk about indentation. So here I want you to select those two paragraphs under computers in industry, and then you have, let's see, so that's a tab control, but we're not going to be using the tabs. We're going to be just using the indentation, and you have this like a little triangle. That actually looks like more like a baseball home base upside down, and then you have the opposite down here, and then you have something rectangular shape. So let me, not sure if I can zoom in, maybe not. So over here, so those, you have three small objects kind of touching each other. So that's the top one is hanging indentation. And let's see, to apply the hanging indentation, the first line indentation, I'm sorry, that's the first line indentation, sorry about that, and the one below is hanging indentation, and then the one at the bottom, that is just left indent. So to apply any of this indentation, you need to select. So if a paragraph, then you can just select anywhere along the first line of the paragraph. If that's more than one paragraph, you need to select those two paragraphs, and then you apply the indentation. So carefully move your pointer to very top, and then you will see first line indent. So when you have that blip showing up, that means you can click on it, hold it down, and then go to the first half an inch mark. So this is 1 inch, there's a 2 inch, but go back to 1 inch and go back to half an inch and let go. So that's how one way to adjust the indentation. So then let's see over here, after the telecommunications section heading, so click the first line of the paragraph and do the same thing here, click half an inch, and go down to this third one after the publishing, click somewhere in the paragraph, do the same thing. So click the first line indentation marker to this to the 1/2 inch. Again, like that. And do the same thing here for the last section before the references. So here's a television and film. So I'm going to just do the same thing for the first paragraph. Here, just 1/2 inch indentation. And so let me turn this show and hide. So this is the first paragraph. And the second paragraph is a quotation. So we need a different indentation. So select the second paragraph. You can click on it or you can select the entire paragraph, either way, and then go to the paragraph group and then click on more button. And here in the second group, there's indentation, left and right. So let's increase the left indentation to 0.5 inches, 1/2 inch. Do the same thing to the right, and you will see in the preview, you see the first 1/2 inch you have indentation, and at the end you have a 1/2 inch indentation. And go ahead and click on OK. And now that is left and right indented 1/2 inch. And you'll also see that the markers move to 1/2 inch, both first line, hanging, and left indentation, and also the right indentation marker move to the 1/2 inch to left. So instead of a 6.5, and now we move to 6.6 inch. And do the same. This one is basically the same normal 1/2 inch first line indentation. And then we have references. So there, for reference entries, you need to have a hanging indentation. So this is here is a left first line indentation. Instead of doing that, you can use the one below. Click, hold it. Well, actually, I'll show you the shortcut first. You can probably do it better that way. So I'm looking at the page number 71, step 3. Hold down the control key and press letter T as in text. So hold down the control key and T. So that changes the second line to be hanging like that. So that's hanging indentation. And let's go down to the second entry. So click somewhere on the second entry. And this time, let's use this marker. So not the top one, but the one below, that's hanging indent. Click, hold it down, go to the 1/2 inch, and you'll notice that it's the second line. First line stays where it is. And then second, and if there's any third line and on, will be indented. So it's called hanging indent. And the third entry, let's use a third method. They're all the same. You can use Control T, and you can use this the marker. And for third one, let's use paragraph and indent. So we're going to indent to indent special indent hanging by 1/2 inch. So you don't change left or right, because that will move everything to right and everything to the left. So you just keep the left and right as 0, don't change anything, and change the special indentation to hanging, and hang by 1/2 inch right here, and then click it OK. And in fact, that's what I'm going to do for the last one. And click Okay, and that's the end of exercise 3.1C, and I'm going to go ahead and save it.